Good.
What's up, Checkmate?
Yo, welcome back, everybody. Welcome to the Roundtable, brought to you in part by Red Bull. Keeps us going. And, of course, Checkmate Industries, CEO, Con, was. We are joined again with a special guest for part two, Grand Vanacular himself. What's up, dog?
Word.
Going
Yeah,
down.
What's up, y'all?
Glad to have you on here.
chilling. I was trying to think of where we left off last time. I think we were just getting right into maybe Suburban Noise affiliation, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, you guys were just starting to roll with the guys doing some shows. And we were I think we were just getting ready to ask, what was it like in the studio and stuff like that, making music with those dudes? What was like the writing process like on Size of an Ant?
On Size of an Ant, that song was made like on the spot, pretty much on the fly. I'm pretty
Really?
like I wasn't a part of that like whole thing. I just was like it was Can-Am Studio, which was Death Row, which is kind of trippy.
That's
Oh, yeah, that is.
That's where this is
dope.
filmed. That's where this is all recorded in Death Row, which
Whoa,
Can-Am
dude.
Can-Am is in Reseda, and like that's like the famous like
That's
Death,
where I'm from, right there.
yeah. It's
Dog,
like
Death, Death
next to
is
right next to the bus line.
Oh no shit! Right on Oxnard or some shit.
Yeah, and
no,
then there's
like,
a spot called like Vanac Bakery.
Okay.
It's like around
No
the corner.
way.
When I first came out, I was like, "What the hell? This is
They
called
got
Vanac
Vanac
Bakery." And the guy told me if I was Russian, and I was like, "Nah." He's like, "Vanac," and I'm like, "Nah, I rap."
I know where some of those European stores are, right there on
Yeah, it's
Reseda
like kind of
Boulevard.
like trippy, but like on the side, it's kind of like it's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, exactly. You wouldn't think that a studio would be
Well,
right
it's right.
there.
It's like dipped around the corner by like some lumber-looking weird place. But
For
like
sure.
we recorded there, but I just got called in like on that song. Like I just came in and I don't know. They had done features with people, and I kind of just got lucky to get on that song
Okay.
because they were doing like they were on Capitol at that point. So like that
Yeah.
was uh, that was like when I got on a song that was like I guess like I don't know that was getting like circulated I guess like through pop music if you really want to break it down.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. It's kind of like they were doing like a bigger record. I wasn't
Yeah.
trying to do that. I wasn't even try. I didn't personally want to do that at all. Like I
No,
was not my goal. I was like the opposite goal of that.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Probably kind of
Yeah, I
dumb.
mean, that album was definitely one that when I realized their lyrical abilities and stuff, and then when they were working with you on that song too, like it was way more intricate, like one of the more uh lyrically driven
We're good
songs,
friends
I'd
at
say.
that point. We were on tour. That's why. Like at that point, we'd been on tour. Like I was on tour with them for like a good portion of time, so we became friends. And then then they hit me up about doing it. But I remember that they came like they kind of rapped different on that song. To be really honest, than the other tracks. They rapped more like I don't know, like more like they wanted to rap like throw back and forth raps with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
So then you got Cerebral Meltdown pretty
that was
close to.
for all of that. That was
Okay, you were already working with Circa way before all that, huh?
Yeah, like I had a demo, and like one of my friends handed it to like Pop. Me and Pac were friends, and like he told me that like he was working with Cottonmouth, and then he told me he wanted me to get signed to Suburban Noise, and then he was like, you could be the first artist signed to this label. You're gonna meet Mute Brad X or whatever. So like I was at the Opium Den, which is in like it used to be in Hollywood. It was like a club that they had like going, like they had a night.
Yeah.
And I met Brad and then another dude that was on this demo with me. He kind of like gave it to him with Pac, and I don't know, like Brad ended up linking up with me like a week later, and I started to already start working with them. Like I probably was signed to him like in a week. Like I met him in like 5 days. That's like how fast I signed to Brad. And then we recorded the record in 10 days. My Cerebral Meltdown record with Circa, we recorded it inside of Death Row in Can-Am in like 10 days. Okay. So we had a deadline. Like that's how many we had 10 days. So that's like I had like 5 more songs. I don't know where they're at, but they're like incomplete. They're not complete songs. Like one will have like a chorus and a rap. One will just have a rap. One will have scratches and beat. I don't know, like some bullshit that just sounds like crap that I didn't finish. So those just got like thrown out. And then that took like a year to come out though. Like we recorded it and then it didn't come out. It took a minute.
Dude. That came out in 99, right?
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's a badass album though.
Yeah, I wish I didn't do so many songs though. Like sometimes now I wish I didn't make so many songs at a time.
Okay.
Like I'd
just
rather
focused on each one.
You know, like 14 songs or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Per album, I don't know. I feel like it's like an overload of material.
Yeah. That makes sense.
People drop singles, you know.
They're releasing like 3 or 4 on an EP, you know, like as a single part EP to a continual like LP, you know. It's crazy.
Yeah. Is that free too or what? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no.
Like so many enticing teaser record things that people do that you're like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, exactly.
People are selling like Casual though. You guys don't know Casual? This rapper from Hieroglyphics.
Oh yeah.
His album right now is $100.
Really?
It's $100. It's called like Big Hit Science, and I'd say like that's the illest album out right now. Like I could think of right now. It's $100.
And it's
that's
insane, bro.
I don't know. Like he gives you back like $25 if you post it or something, like something like that. But like I've just like I guess it's like the state of like what's happening with music and like licensing and like once you put your thing like on a certain platform, they kind of have like a lot of licensing ownership to your thing in a weird way. So
you know like, who started that, right? Nipsey Hussle was the first one to sell.
Totally, you're right.
But even though it being $100, he did also say, hey, if you want to download it for free, it's on that PIF, which is cool because people like me who didn't have money to pay the $100, but when you did buy it for $100, he offered exclusive merchandise to be purchased and free.
That's nuts, though, huh?
Free access.
Hey, whatever happened to that one Wu-Tang album that was supposed to do the same thing, though, right? It was supposed to only one record.
I don't know, dude. Hey, I don't know. The Wu-Tang got all weirded out with that shit that they did.
Yeah, there was so much controversy over that. But it was gonna be like.
And then like the dude got it and acted all crazy with Ghostface or something. Didn't something happen like that?
Yeah, man, that was years ago too. That was on a whole nother level.
Ghostface called out Action Bronson, so he like backed up Action Bronson or something.
Yeah, that was crazy. I like Action. That was dope.
Well, go back to what you
like him, and it's like, I mean, it's like it's hard for me. Like Ono produces him, like too, and Alchemist does. So like I know people that produce him, and like it's kind of weird for me. You know, definitely weird because he does. I mean. I'm not gonna say he doesn't sound like Ghostface because he does sound like Ghostface, you know what I mean? And like, he kind of sound like he's in that like hardcore, but like I hear a lot of other people also rap like Ghostface now.
But they collabed before the beef too,
like
right?
They're on his whole like mystique, like his whole like dramaticness, but being all with this slow like crazy like beats that are all like. Soulful, like mobster, like almost like they're doing Wu-Tang. Like if you do, like certain dude style is a lot of Wu-Tang I hear in it. Like they want to be Raekwon, and it's not bad. It's like those are good dudes to want to be. You know what I mean? I guess. It's like I want it to be Rakim. I want it to be like Cool G Rap. But if anybody raps, listen to Cool G Rap. Like listen to the album Cool G Rap, Wanted Dead or Alive. That album like. These albums from Fuji Rap, that shit is so untouchable. And if you hear it, you'll say, this is the blueprint for every MC.
For sure.
Like it's so undeniable when you hear it that you're like, hey, I'm hearing all this stuff he's saying even in people's rhymes.
Yeah.
Like it's just too hard. When you're actually spitting dope, you're spitting like that. It's crazy. And he doesn't rap different than he talks.
Yeah, I hear that. That's what I like. I like when people could be so confident in their delivery that they're just like, it's like that casual that they're just talking some conversation, you know?
A lot of the great dudes, they sound exactly how they talk.
I was actually gonna say, you were describing how you don't have to write, you know, like a lot of your stuff that you're doing nowadays.
Yeah.
And I was listening to some stuff that the dudes from Horseshoe Gang, you know, Cricket Eye's younger brothers, they're all in a group together, and they were talking about how they don't write their verses. They could picture the words kind of like pictures and put them all together kind of. And that was kind of like a little unfathomable, but it was also like inspiring. Like I wish I could get to that mindset, you know, to where I could just pull like so many bars out of my freaking artillery and just put them all together like a puzzle and,
I don't know how
and realign them, you know?
You know, I don't know exactly how they do it. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Me, it's very confusing because, like, I don't see pictures like I do. I watched something about some guy that sees pictures of numbers, the guy that counts the most numbers. You guys seen that before?
I've heard of that.
It's so ill that you're like, okay, that dude is like Jedi Master level. He's like the only dude I could think of like that. But like, I think I start feeling like a flow that if I'm rhyming or not and making sense, so I don't have to be hypercritical of saying like die verse with die first and my verse, and like I don't have to be like, oh my God, I rhymed phonetically every single thing. Because like if you listen to some greats, they don't rap like that. And that's why they stand out. Like that one reasoning, there's Sadat X, like Sadat X from Brand Nubian, Derek X, but his name's Sadat X now.
Yep.
His flow, he doesn't really like have like a pattern to his like cadence is like his rhyme, and it doesn't always rhyme. He just completely makes sense like some philosopher. And then like as soon as you thought he didn't rhyme, that last thing he said rhymes to the next thing in a weirdest way that you're like, okay, no one can mock that dude's pattern. I don't know no one that could mock him. And there's a lot of cats easy to mock. Like as soon as you hear like Jay-Z or something, usually you're like, okay, he can rhyme off the top, but like I actually can like kind of like moniker, like I could kind of do that style. But then there's some people you're like, I can't do that. Like Aesop Rock, you're like, I can't. What is he doing? And you're like, he's in his own world.
Because he's so used to freestyling like that.
No one matters. Like in his world, you threw a rock, that shit does not hit him. It's so farly bouncing off his fucking force fields because his cadence is like, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. He's almost doing like some, like MF Doom, him, Kool Keith, all those guys, their flow is untouchable because they don't listen. They're not paying attention to anybody fucking says about, and they're like, my shit is law. Like what I just said is law.
For sure.
And that's why it's so dope. Like forever it will be dope because in their mindset, I could tell that's how they think.
Yeah, that's real.
You know DOS Effects?
Yeah.
DOS Effects came out with like bum stickity bum. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like they came out with like saying that shit with conviction to the point that like they had hardcore heads saying nursery rhyme.
That's wiggity whack fucking.
You know what I mean? Like hardcore dudes that were like listening to this crazy killing shit was saying bum stickity bum, huh? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just the way they came at saying it and with that hard ass break. It's just a break beat. So you're like,
good point, man.
Even Onyx, you know what I mean? Like with Slam and all that shit. Like Onyx, they came out with such crazy like. I like Onyx still. I still like.
Onyx. Yeah. They're still putting out some dope shit all the time, dude.
I like that's the thing they did with the Snow Goons and all that. I like Fredro Starr, like coronavirus rap. It was all crazy. You seen that?
Yeah.
He's nuts.
What's that? Is it a Wolf Pack or the albums that all those dudes like collaborate on?
What is it called? I don't know.
I think it's Wolf Pack. Project Wolf.
They have some
Project
shit like
Wolf
I'll see it, and like even those the Snow Goon guys, they look all crazy. Like I was like, who the hell are these dudes? You know?
Hell yeah, it's good. It's fucking exciting to watch, though. That's for sure.
Those other dudes are good, man. Like this other stuff I was talking about, that like Conway and all those cats is
Yeah,
good.
check that out. Have you had a chance to hear any of B's new stuff?
I haven't talked to him in a long time.
Yeah, he's got his stuff out on Bandcamp. It's a new like way to get your music out there, and it's actually it's a dope platform. I like it.
I like Bandcamp.
My favorite platform.
Yeah.
You already using that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's able to, market his albums and set his own prices now and stuff like that. So I think that's pretty dope.
Yeah. A lot of freedom on
I'm doing like some new stuff. Like I think I'll put it out on Bandcamp.
Yeah, you should check. That would be tight, man.
Good idea.
So, like I did some new stuff, but like Circus mixing it, like I guess like getting to me better.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I did the tracks though, so it's kind of like I wouldn't say that it's like underground, like sample, like like I wouldn't say it's like trying to do like, I'm not trying to do like Premiere and all that. I'm not
Got you.
some of it's kind of crazy, like some of it's way out there, like I don't know. Some of
I won't be surprised.
Not what you're expecting, I guess, for me to do, and then like the dysfunctional shit. There's a bunch of stuff that I was like trying to track down that has like other stuff with me and Pac, but like there's only a couple songs that are with Can Kick that didn't ever like come out, but he has them. So like
hey, when did that one freestyle happen with you and John Otto that you were asking us about?
Oh, you know what?
How did that all happen?
It's like on that thing that I showed you, like I sent you something.
Mm-hmm.
I just ran into that dude at like a restaurant, like with some guys, like on Sunset. I don't know, like by the strip club over there. I don't know, in this area. I don't know. It's like a Mexican restaurant, and then like I linked up with these people, and somehow me and him like just started talking, and I didn't know, but by him telling me that that's who he was, like by that name, John Otto, I was like, I don't know who that is. So like, I just took him as some dude that he was telling me that he spits rhymes, and that he was from Scheme Addicts, and he had a group, and that we could go to this studio and rock over like beats, like dope beats, like I don't know, whoever was doing like Coca Nostra beats and stuff like that.
Oh, sick. He
hits me up and he's like, I spit a rhyme right there, and he's like, you'll spit that in the studio right now. So like in minutes, this is a really weird thing. We're in that studio, and I spit with him, and he spit nasty. He's a good rapper.
Right
like
on.
He raps grimy, like he raps like some Wu-Tang cat or something. Like he can rap.
I think that when they were coming up and stuff, they used to party with Chino, and Chino gets down from Deftones, not Chino XL, but Chino from Deftones, and he could fucking spit pretty good too.
Really?
So, oh yeah, man, you'd be
the drummer
surprised.
from Limp Bizkit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I never knew he could spit.
Yeah, like
crazy.
He has some other group too. Like he did this shit called Sun Tzu, and he's with this other guy that I did a song with called LAJ. He's like a gangster type of cat. He's Costa Rican. They had a project, and then like I guess that's really how I linked up with him, because we went to some like restaurant with these people. I don't know, just like a regular thing. It wasn't like we're trying to go rap or nothing. I don't know what the fuck I was doing. I was smoking outside. I smoked with him, and then he just started freestyling, and I was like, what the hell? And like he had rhymes, and so I went with them, and then like we kicked it that day, and then like we never really kicked it again, and then like I don't know if like I don't know what ended up happening, because I seen like he was kind of like advertising it, but then he made another group called Stereo Chemist with like these other two dudes, And then
Crazy.
I didn't hear from that. So like I just never contacted again. But I want to hear the song. Like
Yeah,
I want to get a copy of it. So
that'd be
You
dope to
gotta
hear.
try to track that shit down.
it should be possible. And I
Whatever
remember
we
that the
can.
track was cool. Like it was like hip hop, like like it was like a beat, almost like it reminded me of this beat that Jay-Z and Freeway and Jay-Z Freeway.
And I know who you're talking about, Beanie Siegel.
Yes, it's like it was like a really dope song. It's like in that type of a beat. It's like
Dope. Some rock familiar shit.
it's a more up tempo hip hop beat that's like tough. So
Okay.
but yeah.
Yeah.
The more
And
recent shit I've been doing is like having to really spit. Like
Where you recording that? You got your stuff
I'm
at home?
recording here at my house.
Okay, sick, man. So you got your own time to do it.
Yeah.
That's what's up, bro. Yeah, so you thinking maybe putting it up on SoundCloud, or how are we gonna be able to hear it?
Yeah, I also thought of like putting like one record too, like separately, like not SoundCloud, but probably Bandcamp.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, because I have one on CD Baby that my friend died though. I don't know. I did an album called Ostracized
Okay.
like 5 years ago.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we dropped it, but like it got all messed up because like this is very strange because like the cat died and was found in his house like 5 days dead. Like no one knew he was dead. So he was a good friend of like all of our stuff, but the album got released unmastered and like somehow double the amount of songs are out there that should be out. Like 11 should be and like 20 are.
Oh, what?
And they're not mastered. They're just like me, one taking over beats. They don't really even have backups, but like some people like it. Like I sold it like as an album on CD Baby. I think it's still for sale, but like I was actually working out how to get it down because I didn't want all of it. I was gonna leave like 4 of the tracks or 3 of the tracks that I like because he didn't.
I better hurry up and get on there then.
He didn't master it. It's actually on YouTube.
Okay.
Like you can find it on YouTube right now.
I'll check it
A
out.
lot
on
of the time, if the
CD
music's
Baby.
good, the master don't matter.
Now,
The music a lot of the time.
It's really like I can do better. Like the way right now, if I did a song like in a program in an app, like on my iPad, I could get like a better mix than this thing has came out to
That
where
was a while
like
ago too, right?
yeah, and it was like. I mean, to be really honest, all of it was just done in like a really bad way. Like it wasn't really like what was supposed to be the final result, you know?
Okay.
Some of it we were tracking in another studio over, like relaying the songs. So those are not on there at all. And even I don't have no way of those hard drives. He's dead.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
now Giant Steve, who started Team Giant, rest in peace, Pacaliga, he had a couple questions. He was wondering what's up with the rights to Dysfunctional.
I have it.
Good, man.
That's good.
That's what's up.
Yeah, like I mean, really, I'm kind of like, I would be the only person that would really because, I mean, it can't be like that. So, if somebody else would try to be like doing that, it really wouldn't work. There's no other person.
Right.
Even the word dysfunctional is like my shit. You know, like I came up with all that and put Pac on it, and
and now
even for rapping with me and Pac, like Pac, like kind of was like, he started to rap with me later. Like he wasn't really like rapping, and then he got into rapping.
And now that being on that subject, Giant Steve also asks, what was up with the name change?
From who?
I think he's talking about Dysfunctional.
Oh, it just, I don't know.
It was just more ill.
Yeah.
We just did it like that.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's what I figured.
Dysfunction.
I don't know. I don't know. We were just kind of like on this whole like random shit. Like we kind of weren't trying to do everything. Like, even that record sounds a little different from the second record.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
first record and the second record don't really sound the same.
No, not at all.
Nah.
Invisible
And they have
movement.
like for different producers where like the first one's all like breaks. There's
And
no
it-
like production. Like Bobby just does breaks.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And if you listen, the term giant for the dude Giant Steve, right? That comes from the song GV. That's like from me. It's not from Pac. That's like a misconception.
No shit.
And everybody really knows that, like in depth. Like they know the dysfunction thing is like my thing, and like Pac rapped on it with me. And
Yeah.
It says V's a giant in that song.
Okay.
The song
That stuck over my head.
Great
Yeah.
voice, great vocabulary, gifted, vastly, whatever that part. I go, V's a giant, and then that's where the whole giant thing came from.
All right. That's
So,
what's up.
Salute, Mr. Grand Vanacular. That's what's up, dog. I love learning little history like that. Also, he last episode you blew our fucking minds. Did you say you had an unreleased album with Saint Dog?
we did this thing. Yeah, it's not unreleased, like to where it will never come out, because we went in some house where there's like, he had some cat that did production that was pretty ill. I don't really know his name even. His name was Brian or something, like he was just some like older dude that had a super dope pad in San Diego that he took me to this spot. And he had an ill studio and he had a drum set and he could play like, he could just play stuff like on the fly, like all these dope songs. And we started freestyling for like 30 minutes and then we called it like Dirty 30, something like that. Like right there in the studio, you just write whatever you call it for that day.
Yeah.
And the majority of it, like there's big portions of it where he's just rhyming, but then like I'll come back and rhyming and blah, blah, blah. But like, it would have been cool if we would have just released it, because that would be like a hip hop record from him and like with me, where it would have just been like 100% a hip hop record. Like, and I don't think he did a record like that separately. I don't think so, So,
I don't think so. No, I don't think so either.
I knew he can do it because he could freestyle. So he's a good freestyler too. And then like, I remember Chucky was a good freestyler too. I thought Chuck was a good freestyler. When I first met Chucky, I put him on this song, actually. Okay. Chucky's on one of these songs that I came out with this other thing called NWO, New World Order, some weird thing that I came out with. And Pac's on it, Chuck's on it, one song.
Huh. I had to go look that up.
No, he was wondering, last question from Giant Steve. He was wondering if there's any footage of you and Pac dancing.
Looks like we lost him.
Oh.
Yeah, time ran out. Clock strikes 10. It's all over again.
Nah, I'm back.
Nah, there you go. What's up, bro?
I can't get that phone call, that's why.
Last question. We could end it soon here.
We should wrap it up soon though.
Yeah, it's the last question from Giant Steve would be any footage of you and Pac dancing.
You know what? This is a good thing you said that, because like I have some footage, and it's like I don't have a Super 8 VHS anymore, because that's what it's on. Like whatever it's called, like VHS 8 or whatever it was, like
high 8.
High 8. It was like a little square one, and it popped out. I have some footage of me and him dancing and like tour stuff, but it's only in that, and like I would like to restore it. I just don't have like a way to even look at it.
Hey, bro, I'm in the same predicament because I grew up skateboarding, and that's all we had to film with. And all my skateboarding tapes are at my mom's in a fireproof box. But that being said, I do have the camera, and I do have cables to hook it up to either a TV to at least broadcast it, or to hook
record
it up to record it over.
I got this cord for like, I don't know, $10. You hook up the camera to the computer and it records it right on there, real easy. That's what I did with like 100 tapes of mine.
Oh,
Okay.
dude.
I hope it
That's
doesn't
what's
have
up.
bad stuff
Camera.
in there too, like naked girls or something.
Some
I
good
don't know,
party,
man, it
some
might
good
have
party.
bad stuff. I was always trying to not have that stuff like out to the
Yeah,
world.
you ain't trying to get too much surfaced out there.
But
You already
we
changed.
do actually have that, which is like I always I'd want to have that. And like I have a couple friends that like I don't even know how to track them down, but they may possess that because like it's people that we all like just kicked back with and like chilled with and actually did that separately from like the music thing. Because me and him were like going out for like, I don't know, like 4 years almost every day and like going out and getting down and battling people. And he would go with me and like, I don't know, there was this spot called Club Elements and like we would go there a lot. And then there was a bunch of LA shit that we would go to and,
Hell yeah.
he definitely was like the one making me go to all that though. Like he was more like he wanted to go out and do that all the fucking time, like daily. So
That
like
was his passion.
yeah, and I had a bunch of other friends that did too, and then like but I rapped also like more. At this time they weren't really rapping. So like once they got into rapping more, yeah, they weren't doing that quite as much because then you ended up wanting to go in to get in the studio and you got like writing all this shit and then you want to go get in the studio because no one had their own studios then. Like at least we didn't, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, these days anyone could have one.
Yeah.
Well,
and you can have just like if you're a really dope rapper, you can just spit over GarageBand if you just recorded tracks from YouTube and you just if you just rhymed on a mic. If you're really dope, I hear dudes pulling that off. Like that type of production and you're like, damn, that fool can spit.
yeah.
Immediately you're just like, whoa, this fool's you know, and especially the younger cats, the younger dudes stack a lot of bars. Like the younger dudes seem like to have like a lot to say. Like they say like double the amount that you want to say. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
You don't even need a mic. You could just use your iPhone. That's what we've been doing.
Yeah, I do that too. Like when I make songs, I don't put it on the mic. I just put the beat and rap. And then like I'm like, if that don't sound really good, I don't know how much more magic I'm gonna make happen. So like I better go back to the drawing board. Or I've been making some like futuristic weird shit where like your vocals don't really like once you start fucking with them, you're altering vocals, but I'm not doing like future or something. I'm doing like, you know, some other world of it, but some stuff with like separate vocals that are saying something here and this thing saying something here and this, but it's all complicated. Once you do that, you have a big old mess to fucking try to mix.
All right. That's insane.
It's kind of tough.
That's what's up.
But
Yeah.
I hope you guys are doing music. I didn't know all you guys do music.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So we're actually throwing our first mixtape out there pretty soon.
All you guys time?
Yep.
You know what? Daniel right here in the red hat, he's actually our mixer, our producer. He's a sick ass lyricist. You should check out his Instagram. His name, he goes by Youth1.
Yeah, Youth1 official on Instagram. And I'm the one with the FL Studio. I've been showing these guys kind of what to do, like when it comes to recording and stuff like that. And I've been making.
You showed me a song today. I heard a song today. It's good. Yeah. I thought it was good.
Yeah, that one is something I'm working on with Paradox right now. Hopefully, he digs that. Thank you, bro.
You know what, Daniel just dropped a new EP on Sunday, kind of like just like outtakes, leftovers. I'll let him explain.
Yeah, I dropped like a 7-track EP of some songs I've been sitting on for a while, but the next big project is the mixtape. We're gonna have a few songs on there, some songs from some homies of ours and stuff.
You're rhyming over like tracks, like just tracks you guys like and stuff.
You know, so
actually, Daniel makes most of the beats for us.
Yeah. On FL Studio. And then we're trying to get some beats from E-Man, who had some beats on the first Cottonmouth album.
Oh, crap. I remember that.
Man. He was on our show one time.
Did he?
We had him on the show.
E-Man was
He did
Young
play.
MC's DJ.
Dude, he's in my studio session.
He was Young MC's DJ
He,
back
he
in the
came
day.
to my studio session like the first day. I have a picture. I'll send it.
I was gonna ask
like,
you since
me-
you and Reseda.
It's like me, Circa, Pac, that dude that you're talking about, E-Man,
Yeah, E-Man, he's great.
Brad X, and Unorthodox Steve. Those are like all the people involved, but he didn't come back. He was only there the first day. Like he just came to peep me out, I guess.
Oh, that's what's
Okay.
And the dude that did it was Patrick Shevlin. And Patrick Shevlin who mixed
Oh,
it.
yeah, P-Nice.
nice.
He mixed down Tupac.
I meant to clarify.
Yeah,
He did Tupac.
yeah, that's what's
Yeah.
up. Dude.
He did
That's
he
great.
did the Lady Rage and like well, he did major shit. He did
Yeah.
like shit for Death Row.
Yeah, they were
Um,
definitely working with some big time people, and because X had to connect with Eazy-E, right? So,
Priority or something from way back, like yeah, and I think from his what was it, Delicious Vinyl time? Like
yeah,
he was messing with that. But there was DC too. DC
Yeah.
was like the president. He was
mm-hmm.
like the president of the label when it first started, and he was from
Oh,
Delicious
shit.
Vinyl, the old Delicious Vinyl. So like, he was only there for a brief moment, and then he came out with some girl called Adverse, and she actually used my word when I say adverse, and that was like her scratch, and he sampled it from my
Alright.
album, and then like she came out, and she was on some tour. It was like, not the Warp Tour, but she was on a tour like, it had a weird name like. It had something to do with not snowboarding, but it was like weird. It had a fucking
Okay, like the snow skate, like music festival
it had
type
a
deal.
weird name. Like it had a name that I thought was really weird. I can't remember. Gravity Tour or something. It had a weird name.
I remember that one. That
It was
sounds familiar.
like old. And then
Yeah.
never heard of her again.
Sorry, you know,
Alright.
we keep calling our mixtape a mixtape from like back in the day sense because it's actually all originally produced music. I know nowadays a mixtape is like going over someone else's beats, but
Yeah.
our
Except
mixtape,
for Dad's Life. Dad's Life, I jacked that beat. But-
it was actually, but our mixtape, so called, was open submission, but it's actually just been all our own homies just sending us their
Pretty
songs. So,
tight knit.
yeah.
We're gonna have
On
E-Man
tracks,
some
like
other-
for beats or what? For forever.
Daniel's
Anything, yeah.
produced just about all of our beats that we used.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, he's super sick on the production.
Thank
So
you.
Yeah, I got a.
Tracks.
Oh shit.
So I'll
Yeah,
have to check
thank you,
out
man.
the beats.
That's dope.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you do a lot of sampling.
Nope, no sampling at all. Really, just just some sample packs. Stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all original production. Just my
Sometimes
problem
I
is how
sample.
to mix and master.
I don't sample like that though, but like I don't sample like whole pieces or nothing.
Right. Yeah.
I'll like chop up shit and use it as like
Yeah,
a key,
Right.
a key, like to
like
play.
old school hip hop way to do it.
Like I just use like the note, like I don't know, yeah. But I make a lot of beats from scratch too.
Mm-hmm.
But
Our
before
big problem is mixing and mastering, though. I mean, that's like a whole science behind that stuff.
that part of it is all messed up, man.
Yeah, I've been trying to watch some YouTube videos and stuff, but I don't know.
It's pretty serious, that part of it. I think you should try to make like your mix from the get-go be like as close to being what should be, like, because sometimes I hear shit come back like when people try to send it out and master it, it come back ugly. I don't know. I don't like that. They ruined, like when they were trying to master that ostracized thing I did, it started to fuck them all up. It would like condense it, like smash it, like like I was like, yeah, you can't. It's also too
You gotta leave it alone. You gotta leave it unmastered.
Let it breathe.
Well, it's also like the order of how you make the song, I think, affects it. Like what you lay last being the vocal, being like, say if you building shit after and you're doing that, like, you know what I mean, and doing a lot of stacking of vocals and all this, it seems like I'll end up with a total different kind of mix than if I just start out with the whole track.
Yeah, we try to do the vocals last.
But like sometimes I just have a rhyme and I start rhyming and with over some like track, like a click and like drums, like just to spit out the rhymes and
then throw it on the beat.
But then the mix
Daniel will usually send over a pretty rough copy of like just with the tempo, so we get an idea of what it's gonna be like, and then he usually comes back with a little bit more complex.
Builds around it
we
a little bit.
We usually always do the vocals last, though.
Back in the day, though, we didn't rap like that. Like, we just were like, by chance, we would get a chance. Like, this one day we could go record, and you'd have, like, your 6 rhymes, like, your 16 bars, and, like, you'd say it once, and they'd be like, that's good. That was good. And
you know what's crazy, though, is none of us are anywhere.
Like, no, that's good. And then that was it. So
none of us are close together, though. This Daniel's in Illinois.
Yeah,
Daniel's in Illinois.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and I'm in Vegas. Sometimes I'm in Reseda or Vegas, and then Jordan's in Riverside. So we're all like hours away from each other, you know?
Oh wow, that's impossible.
Right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Make it happen though, dog.
That's
hardcore. But you know what? I mean, Circa lives in San Diego, and like when I did records with him.
Yo, homies. Actually, technical difficulties again. Our phones are running dead. Lost contact with Grand Vanacular. Be sure to catch us on episode 3. He already let us know he's going to be coming back. So just want to thank everybody for watching, and peace.
That's part 3 coming soon.
Later, guys. Later. Checkmate. Thank you, Redburn.
Yeah, for sure.
Later, Vanac.
Later.